viewers, it's Emmanuel, the CEO of Global Consult Limited. In this video I'll be teaching you on how to answer tough interview questions. Interviewers almost certainly want to know about your skills and experience, your career history, and why you want a new job. They may also want to hear about your people skills and review your schooling and education. Some interviewers use a special technique called competency-based interviewing, while others prefer the more dubious tactics of pressure interviewing, trying to catch you off guard with the aim of glimpsing the real you. In either way, I will explain what the interviewers are looking for and help you to construct your own interview responses. I'll teach you in the first part on how to spot and answer competency-based questions, and then the second part will be how to answer pressure interviewing questions, giving you 3 examples in each cases. Stay till the end of the video, and do remember to subscribe and post your comments. First part, succeeding at competence-based interviewing. Competency-based interviewing is simply a technique that interviewers use to scrutinize your previous experience to find out whether you have the relevant skills they really need for the job. They feel that one of the best predictors of whether job candidates will be successful in a job is the past experience they have. Competency-based questions often do not sound like questions at all. While most interview questions start with questioning words such as what, when, how, and why, they tend to sound more like requests. Therefore, to spot competency-based questions, look out for language like, "Give me an example of a time when you," "Tell me about an occasion when you," "Talk me through a situation that you have been in when you," "Describe a scenario," "Can you tell me about an instance in which you." To answer these kind of questions effectively, use the star or car method. That is, S for situation, describe the situation you are talking about. T for task, explain what it is you had to achieve. A fraction, tell the interviewer what you did to achieve the objective. And R for result, what was the outcome of your actions and your evaluation of your actions. Always talk about specific examples. Be ready to explain a situation, the task you were faced with, the actions you took, and the result that you achieved. For a car method, C for challenge, what was the problem or opportunity you had to tackle. A fractions, what actions did you take to resolve the problem or grasp the opportunity using the first person singular, I. R for result, what was the outcome of the actions that you took. Example 1, if asked, tell me about a significant project that you managed. A good answer can be, I was asked to organize the Christmas party for our 27 staff and given a budget of $50 per head. I started by sending out an email to everyone in the office to check whether they preferred to have the party on a Friday night after work or on a Saturday, and the majority favored Saturday. I then rang up nearby hotels to find out costs. Most were quite expensive, but I found 3 or 4 that were within our budget. I asked them to fax over menus and I looked on their websites to check the quality of the hotels. I eventually found 2 hotels that fit our criteria, so I went to visit them both. I thought that one seemed a grander venue, so I negotiated a deal with them. Then nearer the time, I sent out invitations and handled people's requests for vegetarian options. The party was a big success, and my boss was really pleased. With an answer in this fashion, you're pictured a challenge posed at you, the actions you took and the outcome or result of your action. You have successfully sold yourself to your interviewer as one that has a good thinking and planning ability. 2, if asked, give me an example of a time you exceeded a customer's expectations. A good answer will be, we had a really big printing job on recently. The customer had asked for the materials to be ready for them to pick up on Friday afternoon, but they rang to say that they were running late. Unfortunately, our shop was due to close at 5 p.m. and the customer was worried about getting to us on time. I suggested arranging a courier to deliver the materials and the customer thought it was a great idea. But because it was such a big job, I knew that the cost of a courier was relatively small, so I said that I'd also send the courier free of charge. The customer was absolutely over the moon and has been using us ever since. You have not only used the car method, but have also successfully sold yourself to the interviewer as someone who has good people and customer skills. Example 3. If asked, talk me through how you coached or developed a team member. A good answer can be of this kind depending on your experience. When I joined my current company, I was asked to manage an existing team of salespeople. One of them wasn't hitting his sales targets, and my manager said that we may need to let him go. I decided to give him a last chance, so sat him down and we talked about his performance. He said that he was fine in making presentations to clients, but wasn't very good at negotiating deals with them, and that's why he wasn't hitting his targets. I offered to help and did a couple of customer role plays with him so that I could evaluate what he was doing. Next, I gave him advice on what he could be doing better. Once I thought he had the hang of useful techniques, I shadowed him on a couple of customer negotiations. I'm pleased to say that this person really improved and 2 months later reached his sales targets. This answer will help to picture you as one that has a good leadership and managerial skill, making you fall into the category of people organizations want to employ. Second part, thriving under pressure interviewing. All interviewers can be mean, but certain interviewers take their meanness even further, subscribing to a school of interviewing that believes that candidates should be put under extreme pressure to see how the candidate fares. These guys really want to make you squirm. Interviewers with this outlook see it as a way of testing how you may cope with unexpected situations and stress on the job. What would you do if you went to a meeting with an unhappy customer screaming abuse at you? What if a colleague burst into your office saying that a warehouse fire has destroyed all your stock? These interviewers want to see whether you would crack under the strain or cope with confidence. The interviewer may possess a very straightforward question, but ask it in a decidedly negative or condescending tone in the hopes of eliciting some kind of emotional reaction, perhaps a moment of hesitation and indecision, or a touch of annoyance. The key to dealing with pressure interviewing is to always keep calm, maintain your composure, follow the interviewer's lead and answer it as if it were a perfectly natural question with smiles in your face, and not with irritation. For example, if asked, "How would you respond if I said that you're not the best candidate we've seen today?" This kind of question is being asked to see how you will cope with disappointments. Instead of showing a negative emotion, go on to reiterate some of your key qualities by giving an answer like this. Obviously, I can't say that I am the very best candidate, as I've not met the other candidates. But what I do know is that I am incredibly determined in my work. I've decided that I want to work in this industry, and I'm willing to put in long hours and do whatever it takes to get the job done and build a career here. And my career track record so far should show you that I always achieve what I put my mind to. You'll notice that you've not frowned at the interviewers, neither have you talked down your colleagues. You have only reiterated the fact that you are qualified for the job and also willing to build your career with them. Example 2. If asked, what keeps you up at night? This kind of question is a negative question, implying that you should reveal some deep-seated worries. Describing your worries will almost certainly be taken as a sign of weakness. So your correct answer here is to say that nothing, or almost nothing, keeps you up in a work context. An answer like this will do. I can honestly say that nothing keeps me up at night. My job is very important to me, but I always make sure that I do the very best that I can to handle a situation. If a difficult situation or lengthy project needs a lot of work, then I make sure that I make a list at the end of one day so that I can get straight into tackling the most urgent issues the next day. Once I know that I have done the very best that I can, I find that there's nothing to be gained by worrying unduly about something and letting it interfere with my sleep. In summary, tell them that you do make adequate preparations beforehand before any project, thereby helping you avoid being unnecessarily nervous and having sleepless nights. Example 3, it asked, all of us have personality defects, what is yours? This kind of question tries to trap you to exposing some serious failing about yourself. The best way to respond is to deflect the question and actually treat this question as if you have been asked to talk about a minor weakness of yours. So do talk about a minor weakness, but immediately go on to tell the interviewer how you monitor and control that weakness, preventing it becoming an issue at work. A good answer can be, I wouldn't say that I have any personality defects, it's a very strong word. But of course I have areas in which I'm not as strong as others. For example, my natural tendency in my personal life is to be quite spontaneous and relaxed about what tasks I need to do and how I run my social life. But I realized that I can't allow myself to become disorganized at work, so I always make the effort to spend a few minutes every day thinking about the key tasks I need to achieve and making a list. This allows me to focus on what I need to do and to prioritize how to spend my time. With this, you have successfully responded to a potentially leading and very negative question in a positive way. I wish you success in your upcoming interview. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also click the notification icon for more educating videos. Stay focused.